He is a Canadian Elite Basketball League champion who is working to advance the sport of basketball in this province. He's also heavily involved in advocacy for Indigenous culture. And recently, Saskatoon's Michael Linklater traveled to Washington, D.C. for a visit with the First Lady. It was a celebration of Native American Heritage Month. Now, Michael is back in Saskatoon, and that is where he joins us from today. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
So first off, how did you get invited to this event?
I am very fortunate to be an ambassador for Nike N7, which is their indigenous branch of their product line. And the general manager, Sam McCracken, gave me a heads up that I was going to be receiving an email from the White House. So, being an ambassador for N7, there was a number of other ambassadors that also got the invitation, and it was quite the experience.
Yeah, what was your reaction to getting that email?
If I didn't get that phone call a day or so prior, I would have thought it was spam mail. So it was quite a surreal moment to see what well, actually this is real and this is going to happen. So it was really exciting.
Now, a lot of us can only dream of being in the White House. What was that moment like for you to step into there?
It was very surreal, and I couldn't fathom being in that place ever. And so to get the invitation and actually walk in was a surreal moment. The history that is in that place, recognizing all of the past leaders that have gone through there, but also from a historical standpoint, from an Indigenous lens, there's a lot of people that have come before me in terms of our ancestors as the first peoples that went through a lot in order for myself to be in the position that I'm currently in. So a lot of advocacy happened, generations before me. So, there was a lot of relief, but also weight that I was carrying walking in there and recognizing, the work that our ancestors had to go through in order for that moment to happen.
Yeah, and kind of on that point, I guess, what do you think it means for young Indigenous people in this province, in this country, to see you be at the White House?
Representation matters, and anytime you see somebody that looks like you in a place that you may want to be, it gives you that opportunity to aspire to achieve those same goals or to aspire to doing greater things. It was really impactful because there was actually a lot of youth advocates who were invited to this reception, and the experience that they're going to be able to carry forward with their own legacy is also going to be very impactful.
And what were some of the things that you got to do at the White House while you were there?
When we walked in, we were invited by a number of military personnel, which they sign up as an extra duty to be at events like this to greet guests. And so it was fun to interact with them. Of course, they were dressed in their tunics, and to hear some of the conversations that they've shared and their personal experiences was quite remarkable. But there was a number of rooms that were opened up after the First Lady gave her remarks and the Secretary of Interior. We had an opportunity to mingle with one another. The First Lady unfortunately wasn't able to stick around, but it was quite the experience because a lot of leaders from the Native American community across the border were present, and a lot of them are doing some great things. So just provided us an opportunity to be in what we created as a relaxed environment to be able to socialize and enjoy, our time there.
And what's one thing you think you kind of walked away with from the event and took back with you to Saskatoon?
There's a number of things, but a few things that really popped out to me was, the remarks that were given, the amount of investment that the United States is undertaking to support Native American communities is something that really stuck out to me. And when I think about where we are as a country, and in terms of the investment that we've started to do, it gives me hope, and I'm really excited for what the future holds, especially for the future generations. And again, we have to attribute a lot of that to our ancestors and what they fought for.
And before you go today, Michael, I know you've been working alongside a couple of organizations in Saskatoon to build an outdoor basketball facility. How is that coming along?
That's coming along great. We broke ground this fall, and so the posts are in, and we're going to be, we're very grateful for Jumpstart. They've come on board to make sure that all of the infrastructure is covered. But we are going to be doing a fundraiser and opening up our fundraising for anyone that wants to support financially to see this. Court come to be. So the plan is this spring, early summer, it should be completed. And so we will have an announcement soon. But if anybody's interested in wanting to follow along, Hoist the Hoops on Instagram is where we'll be sharing some of that information.
All right, very exciting. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.